In this tutorial, we're going to give you a quick overview of the administrator area of your new Joomla website. The URL to this site, the URL to this part of the site is your root directory, or wherever you have your Joomla installed, /administrator. So let's go ahead and take a look. We'll need to log in with whatever our user credentials were when we set up our site. And this page is called the Control Panel. You can come back to the Control Panel at any time by going to Site, Control Panel. It gives us the last 5 new users, the top 5 popular articles, and the last 5 added articles. Now remember, of course, this is all sample data. The Control Panel is where you'll start to do most of your work in your Joomla administrator. The Control Panel is where you'll start to do most of the work in the administration side of your Joomla website. Big buttons here: New Article, Article Manager, Category Manager. For those of you familiar with Joomla 1.5, you'll notice that there's no Section Manager anymore. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Media Manager, Menu Manager, User Manager, Modules, Extensions, Language, and then of course Global Configuration that only the super user has access to, Template Manager, and a button here to edit your own profile. If I click on Edit My Own Profile, you'll notice that Super Administrator is now Super User. All of the other functions are pretty much the same as they were before. I can actually now, although now I can choose my default template in the back end as well. You will notice that the ID number for the super user in Joomla is not 62 anymore, as it was previously. It is now 42. This is still a security problem, and one of the things we recommend is that you create a new super user and then disable this super user, so as to give hackers one less piece of information that they might try to infiltrate your site. The site menus are slightly different in 1.6. Under the site menu, we have Control Panel, My Profile, Global Configuration. Maintenance is moved from Tools menu to the Site menu, where I can do global check-in, clearing the cache, and purging expired cache. Information about my system, and log out. I really like the new layout for the menus in Joomla 1.6. Under Users, I have User Manager, Group Manager, and Access Level. We'll be talking a lot about those in just a little while. And then Mass Email Users as well has been moved from the Tools menu to the User menu. Much more intuitive. Under Menus, nothing much new here. Menu Manager, User Menu, and all of the menus we have. When I click on Menu Manager has definitely been upgraded, and you'll want to take a look at that tutorial as well. Under Content, as I mentioned earlier, sections are gone, categories are everywhere, Article Manager, Category Manager, Featured Articles, and a Media Manager is under Content, which again makes more sense. Components are pretty much the same, although in Joomla 1.6 we have a new one called Redirect, and we'll be talking about that later on. Extension Manager has been completely updated, but the menu system is still pretty much the same. And then Help. Help has been dramatically updated for Joomla 1.6. We have Joomla Help, a link straight to the support forum, the documentation wiki over on joomla.org, and some helpful links to some key Joomla sites. If I go back over to my Control Panel, a couple of last things, and then we'll dive into some specific tutorials as we go. You'll notice at the top here, nobody's logged into the front end. There's one user logged into the back end. I have no private messages, and the preview site is now called View Site, and I have a logout button here. That's just a quick introduction to the new administrative interface in Joomla 1.6.